I've said many times before that I think manifestation creators are massive scam artists, and I still stick by this. And I'm gonna really talk about something that I personally discovered that really worked for me when it came to manifestation. It's actually an ancient technique that a lot of people do. It's called mirror scrying. Again, I'm sorry if my speech is a little slow. By the way, I'm been recovering from smoking pot for a couple weeks now, and my lungs just haven't been 100% right. So I find it a little hard to talk for long periods of time without running out of breath. As crazy as that sounds, the process is going great though. I'm gonna be making a video on that as well soon. But yeah, back to what we're talking about. Basically, mirror scrying is the concept of using a mirror, and I'm going to go as far as to say this is also used as a scam as well. Mirror scrying is the concept of using a mirror to look directly into another world or into the eyes of your higher self, telling them what you want and desire, and that desire transcending into reality for you. And I think that this is a real thing. Now, I'm going to, the part of that I think is a scam is that I see a lot of people say you have to use a specific type of mirror that of course they just happen to sell on their Etsy store, or that you have to do it in a specific type of lighting that of course they also sell the perfect candle set to hit that lighting. And it's just really, really annoying. It's not true at all. I've been attempting mirror scrying for about a week and a half at the time this video is being recorded, and I have found that it works really, really great for me. I feel connected to my higher self, if that makes any sense, and I almost feel as though I can see my aura in the mirror when I look, and it actually intrigued me to look even deeper into this because when I looked at myself in the mirror, I saw my white aura around me. And I also understand that the brain will attempt to play tricks on you if you stare for too long at your own reflection because your brain will quite literally scramble. And that's a normal thing. And I saw some really interesting things. Like, they say that what you look at in the mirror is a message from your future self or higher self. And I did see a lot of really interesting things when I looked in the mirror. I'd seen, so I guess something that I asked for or told my higher self basically that I wanted was to one day possibly to be famous on YouTube. And I asked, I told it, I shouldn't say asked because you don't really ask them. It's almost like you're saying nice things to yourself in the mirror, but you're attempting to also transcend the astral plane, if that makes any sense. I'm sure the people who are really into the spiritual stuff understand what I'm saying, what I'm trying to convey here. Might sound a little wacky for those who aren't. So basically, I told my higher self that I loved myself. That's something, and I'm actually going to be real. Even if you aren't a spiritual person or aren't attempting to manifest, so to say, I think telling yourself how proud of yourself you are and how much you love yourself in the mirror is a really good practice to stick to because it makes you feel really good. Because you got to also remember this, even if somebody else isn't telling you that they love you, hearing it from yourself while looking at your own reflection, it for some reason it just scratches an itch that I think a lot of people need scratched, and it helps you get into the proper mindset to manifest what you want. Now, I tell myself how proud I am of myself. I tell myself how much I love myself. And I tell myself, that everything is going to happen. You're going to have all these things you're asking for. And I'm going to be real. When I first started mirror scrying, I thought that it was bullshit like every other manifestation technique out there. Because you don't need to write something down 1,000 times. You don't need to robotically affirm. I found this to be the really big one that worked really well for me because I would tell myself what I wanted and I'd keep telling myself that it was coming and it's happening, it's here now, and I would actually watch the progress happen in real time. because you are rewiring your subconscious. And every day you have to keep doing it. You have to keep telling yourself that this is what you're living. This is what you want. This is what you have. And you will get it. And I know it sounds really crazy, but I asked for very specific things and I saw those things, the process start not immediately, actually. I will be real here, not immediately, but almost like about a day or so later, I felt as though I watched the process start happening. And I'm very, very confident that as sticking to this and committing to this, because I think that's also a big issue I've had with manifestation over the years, I find it hard to commit because sometimes you might have a day where there's not really a lot of progress or very little progress. And that's part of it happening, unfortunately. And a lot of people don't understand that. And a lot of people give up immediately and don't commit to doing it. Something that also kind of made me think that this is definitely real. I've done this in my bathroom mirror because, again, you don't have to do this in a crazy obsidian mirror. Although obsidian mirrors are cool, you don't have to do this in an obsidian mirror. You can do this in your phone camera if you wanted to. It just requires you to focus on yourself as if you're looking into your own eyes and telling yourself what you desire. And when I did this, my lights actually flickered a couple times, and they don't do that. So that was really crazy for me, and it made me feel as though I was actually talking to like some kind of spirit in a way, or like something higher than myself. Not on drugs, by the way. As funny as that's going to sound. But this was something really cool for me. To play around with. And I think it works very well. I think it's a really, really cool thing. And I would really recommend somebody give it a shot if you're manifesting and you don't feel like it's working out very well. So with that, I also want to point out something else too. A reason I also say manifestation creators are a massive scam artists is because years and years ago, I used to watch 3 big manifestation creators on YouTube. One of the girls' channel has completely disappeared. So that's gone. I don't even remember what her name was, but the other 2 are still here. And I have to be completely real. One of them pulled off the scam of the century, in my opinion. She sold you fake methods. In fact, I can fully admit I fell for them myself. Sold you fake methods. Sold you fake subliminals that were 30 minutes long on YouTube, and if you watch them 25 times a day, your dreams will come true. Told you to do the pen and paper method, the lights out method, the stare at the moon until your eyes pop out of their sockets method. And then she took all his money and paid for university with it. Now all of a sudden, she's not interested in any of these manifestation methods anymore. No more content, no more videos. She scammed the living shit out of her fans. Me being one. I never spent any money on her, but I did watch a lot of these subliminals and such in the past. And now I feel like a fool because I basically helped pay for this person's college while they're saying, I don't care about none of that shit no more. You gotta really be careful, who you support out there, because not everybody has your best intention in mind. And these people especially do not give a shit about you. They say to live in the end. But like I said in my last video, the only end they're living in is at the receiving end of that bank transfer coming from you as you buy their $1,000 course, because that's what most of them are trying to sell you anyway. Well, I'm not really here to tell you what you're doing is right or wrong. This is just my personal opinion, and it's what works for me, and it's worked great. I want to know if you are into any of this kind of stuff. Let me know down in the comment section below. And on top of that, hit the like and subscribe button. It helps me out a ton. See you guys in the next video. Terrible Shoes out.